What's up, y'all? It's Jared Rosa for Louisiana versus all y'all. Just getting back from the first day of LSU fall football camp. So pardon me for being still a little bit sweaty and disheveled and whatnot, but wanted to get right to this and share a couple of initial takeaways as the Tigers reconvene to start preparing for this 2024 season, fast approaching with that opener out in Las Vegas against USC later on this month. I think the big takeaway starting out is this is a football team that seems to know they have a chance to be a top team on a national scale. And there was a lot of emphasis on just process and making sure that they're going about things the right way, attention to detail and all those things. Say focus, and in some cases a little bit feisty with Brian Kelly and the coaching staff getting on the guys to make sure that they're completing drills before starting to turn their attention to the next thing, keeping their helmets on during water breaks and all these little things. And so, barking at some guys a little bit and making sure everyone is setting a strong foundation, a clean process for what is ahead. And I thought also just a little bit of a hop in the step of the guys out there, a lot of energy, just excitement to be back and be gearing toward this. And guys, as a result of some of that, making plays on both sides of the football. I thought, the offense from what we saw of them in stretches today looked good. Garrett Nussmeier, confident and clearly a leader on that offensive side of the ball and making some nice plays deep, to every level of the field, but including some nice deep throws. You saw as well as him, Ricky Collins, AJ Swan, Colin Hurley and company, all working, getting good reps to kind of start out fall camp. And in addition to Kyron Lacey looking the part of the number one receiver for the Tigers offense this year with all of the experience that he brings back, other guys, familiar faces like a Chris Hilton Jr. and company, but some young guys stepping up with some big plays, including really early on, Shelton Sampson, the second-year player in an LSU uniform out of Catholic High right down the road in Baton Rouge, had a couple of really nice plays deep down the sideline early on in practice. Trades Green, the incoming freshman tight end from Zachary High, looked the part. Brian Kelly talked about it after practice that he looked really good and he's picking up things really quickly. Saw him make at least one catch with a nice body control and adjustment in the air to haul in the catch, among a few other catches that he made, and just looking really smooth out there. As big as he is, to be able to move him around the formation and use him in a variety of ways. Saw Kyle Parker as well, another second-year player who came in that signing class with Sampson, make it a big play downfield and some tight coverage. He's a guy that I've seen more for his quickness and his route running out of the slot, but showing that he can kind of get it done at every level. Mason Taylor looked good. Kamari and Pimpton, another young tight end on that roster, I thought looked good in some spots where I was able to see him. And on the other side of the ball, some notable plays as well, including some leaping, diving takeaways deep downfield. Kylan Jackson, the young safety out of Zachary High, PJ Woodland, the freshman cornerback from Mississippi, and Ashton Starks, still young cornerback out of Archbishop Rummel, but one of the veterans at this point in that secondary that will have so many eyes on it this year. All three of those guys are players that I saw make nice plays on deep balls to take them away for interceptions. Jordan Allen and Jordan Gilbert, a lot of first-team reps, it looked like, in some of the drill work at safety with Ashton Samps, and opposite Ashton, Sage Ryan, a guy that they expect to be a versatile piece in that secondary. He was working a lot at corner today with Major Burns up in kind of a star role alongside Greg Penn and Howard Perkins Jr. So I thought really nice start overall. Obviously, it's just day one of a month-long journey to get to kick off this season, but the early returns from the Tigers were impressive to me, and it sounded like a lot of the other media members in attendance, and the overall vibe coming from Brian Kelly talking to us afterward was also a positive one. Looking forward to being back out there at practice on Friday morning, as well as throughout August and leading into the season. Make sure you keep up with everything that we share here on Louisiana versus all y'all, both some of these kind of post-practice report takeaways, as well as Brian Kelly press conferences, interviews with some of the players, and I'm assuming some of the assistant coaches during the course of camp as well, and some clips that we get during the segments of practice that we're allowed to watch and film. Thanks again for watching. Thanks as always. Make sure you hit subscribe and whatnot, and keep up with Louisiana versus all y'all. And hey, look, if you have any questions on any other individual players or position groups or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comments. Doing a lot of this kind of off the cuff. And so I'm sure I'll miss aspects, but want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on things that may be on the top of y'all's mind. Thanks again.